You get the atmosphere. I mean, I did find it harrowing. I mean,
Did you find it harrowing?
I did.
Camilla couldn't believe what she had just heard. A historically significant heirloom jewelry, set once belonging to the previous generation of queens, had been secretly given to Princess Catherine by Princess Alexandra, the late Queen Elizabeth's cousin. There was no official announcement, no consultation within the royal family, and most importantly, Camilla knew nothing about it. When the news reached Camilla through a trusted servant, her feeling of hurt quickly turned into suspicion. Was this merely a gift, or was it a silent message about the woman chosen to represent the future of the British monarchy? While Catherine worried about the possible consequences after receiving the gift behind the closed doors of the palace, rumors began to spread at lightning speed. Would Camilla let this slide, or was she the one behind all the commotion? In May 2026 at Kensington Palace, a secret gift was sent. No one could have imagined that this very gift would ignite a simmering, prolonged, and dramatic conflict within the British royal family. Princess Alexandra, cousin of the late Queen Elizabeth II, was one of the last remaining senior members of the Windsor family. She had always maintained a quiet demeanor and rarely appeared in public. But this time, she took action. With the help of her trusted private secretary, she secretly prepared an antique wooden box containing a precious jewelry set that had once belonged to the Queen Mother of Queen Elizabeth II. These were not only items of enormous material value, but also carried a significant part of royal history. The centerpiece diamond necklace sparkling with pure brilliance, a pair of exquisitely crafted pearl earrings, and a palm leaf-shaped brooch, a symbol of vitality and resilience. All had been carefully preserved for decades. Accompanying the jewelry was a handwritten letter. Alexandra's handwriting was elegant yet strong, "Dear Catherine." These pieces of jewelry are not merely relics of the past. They are a message from Queen Elizabeth, who once said they should belong to the woman who will lead the royal family into a new era. You are the most worthy. Please accept them as a blessing from the previous generation. The gift was sent in silence with no notification to Buckingham Palace or anyone else. That afternoon at Kensington Palace, Princess Catherine was sitting at her old oak desk, reviewing her packed schedule of upcoming charity engagements. Her private secretary entered holding a discreetly wrapped box. "Your Grace, there is a special package from Princess Alexandra." Catherine was surprised, but delighted. She carefully opened the box. As the light hit the diamonds, her eyes lit up. A feeling of pride and emotion surged through her. This was not just jewelry. It was a quiet recognition from someone of the older generation. Catherine gently picked up the letter and read it, her lips tightening with emotion. "William will be so surprised when he hears about this," she whispered to herself, a faint smile appearing on her face. But that joy did not last long. The news had already begun to leak from inside the palace. A long-serving servant, close to Queen Camilla, was helping sort and check correspondence at Buckingham Palace as requested. While classifying the documents, she accidentally came across a copy of the notes about the gift, along with a summary of the letter. The servant's eyes widened. She knew the value of these pieces and immediately understood this was a major matter. Without hesitation, the servant hurriedly left the room and went straight to Queen Camilla's private quarters. At that moment, Camilla was sitting by a large window, holding a cup of Earl Grey tea, her gaze directed toward the royal gardens. She looked tired after several busy days of royal duties. "Your Majesty, there is urgent news," the servant said softly, but clearly, her voice almost trembling. "Princess Alexandra has sent the late Queen's jewelry set to Princess Catherine. The complete set along with an explanatory letter." Camilla slammed the teacup down onto the saucer with a sharp clatter. Her face turned pale, then flushed red with rage. "What? Why, Catherine?" She shot to her feet, her voice shrill with fury. "They belong to me. I am the Queen. I stood by Charles through so many hardships, and now they are being given to someone younger who hasn't gone through even half of what I have. This is an insult." Camilla clenched her fists so tightly that her knuckles turned white. Resentment surged within her. She felt her position was being openly disrespected. In her mind, this was not a random gift. It was a clear signal from Alexandra, someone she had always considered biased toward the new faction. She believed this was a deliberate act to affirm that Catherine was the future, while she herself was merely the past. The air in the room suddenly became stifling. Camilla paced back and forth, her mind spinning with a whirlwind of thoughts. She clearly sensed the threat. This gift was not just jewelry. It was a silent declaration about who would represent the royal family in the years to come, and that person was not her. Within less than an hour, Camilla had summoned her two most trusted advisors. She didn't want to wait. Her anger had turned into cold determination. The hidden war within the royal family, which had been simmering for a long time, had now officially erupted. After receiving the gift from Princess Alexandra, Princess Catherine could not hide her deep emotion. She sat alone in her private sitting room at Kensington Palace, the warm golden light illuminating the sparkling jewelry set on the table. The diamond necklace, pearl earrings, and palm leaf brooch all seemed to whisper stories of a bygone era. Catherine gently picked up the brooch, her fingers tracing its exquisite details. A profound joy welled up inside her. This was not merely a valuable gift, but recognition from the older generation. Alexandra had trusted her and chosen her as the inheritor of the royal family's spirit. In that moment, Catherine felt more valued than ever before, but that joy was quickly overshadowed by a heavy layer of anxiety. She knew the historical significance of the jewelry set. It had once belonged to the Queen Mother who had stood beside Queen Elizabeth II through the most difficult times. Accepting it was not simply receiving a luxury item. It meant accepting a public responsibility, and it could very likely touch on many hidden pains within the royal family. Catherine sighed and placed the jewelry back in the box. She knew exactly how Camilla would react. The Queen Consort was trying to assert her position after Charles's ascension. A symbolically important gift sent directly to her bypassing Buckingham Palace would certainly be seen as an insult. "We can't avoid controversy," Catherine told herself. She had witnessed too many times how the royal family was torn apart by rumors and jealousy. If she accepted the gift, she would become the center of attention. If she refused, she would hurt Princess Alexandra, the person who had poured her heart into sending this gift. That evening, after their children had gone to sleep, Catherine decided to talk with William. The two sat in their private sitting room with only the dancing firelight from the fireplace on the walls. "Look at this," Catherine said softly, pushing the box toward her husband. "Alexandra sent it to me. The late Queen's complete jewelry, set along with a very sincere letter." William opened the box, his eyes showing clear surprise. He held the necklace for a moment, examining it, then looked at his wife. "This is a big gift, Kate. She is placing a lot of hope in you." Catherine nodded, her voice slightly trembling. "I'm very happy, William. I feel recognized, but I'm also worried. What will Camilla think? People will say I'm overstepping, taking something that doesn't belong to me. I don't want to cause more rifts." William remained silent for a moment, gently squeezing his wife's shoulder. He understood the pressure Catherine was under. As someone always on the front line, he had witnessed many silent power struggles within the palace. "Kate, I support you. This is your decision. But whatever you choose, I will stand by you. Our royal family needs sincerity more than calculations." After more than an hour of discussion, Catherine made her final decision. She would accept the gift, not out of ambition, but out of respect for Alexandra and the wishes of the previous generation. She wrote a sincere thank you letter, expressing deep gratitude and committing to preserving this heritage worthily. The decision was made quietly. Catherine did not organize any official reception ceremony, keeping it entirely private. However, she had no idea that this very decision would unintentionally push her into the center of a much larger storm than she had imagined. The sparkling jewelry on the table remained beautiful, but now it carried an invisible burden. Catherine looked at it once more, her heart both resolute and anxious. She knew clearly that from this moment, the game had truly begun. In the following days, the atmosphere at Buckingham Palace felt heavier than ever. Queen Camilla sat in her private study, the dim golden light highlighting the worried lines on her face. On the table was a pile of newspapers and magazines, every page featuring images of a radiant Princess Catherine at recent events. The Duchess of Wales, the true spiritual heir of the royal family. Catherine is the new hope for the monarchy. Each headline felt like a knife cutting into Camilla's self-esteem. She flipped through the pages, her hands clenching so tightly that the paper crumpled. Catherine's acceptance of the gift from Princess Alexandra only fueled the flames of jealousy within her even more fiercely. "They are deliberately pushing me aside," Camilla muttered, her voice full of resentment. A jewelry set symbolizing the Queen has fallen into Catherine's hands. This is not a coincidence. This is a clear message. Deep down, Camilla was convinced that Princess Alexandra had long favored Catherine. She remembered the times Alexandra had praised Catherine in front of everyone, the warm gestures she herself had never received. Now that gift felt like a public declaration. Catherine was the woman who would represent the future of the royal family, while Camilla was merely a part of the past that needed to be replaced. The fear of being completely sidelined kept Camilla awake at night. That night, she wandered around the room, holding a glass of red wine, her eyes dark. She had endured so many storms to stand beside Charles, accepting public criticism, but now it was members of the royal family themselves who were quietly digging her grave. "I will not allow that to happen," she whispered, her voice ice cold. Camilla stopped in front of the large window overlooking the dark garden. She called her personal servant, her voice decisive. "Summon my chief bodyguard immediately. I need to see him urgently." Less than 15 minutes later, her most loyal bodyguard entered the room. He had followed her for many years and was ready to carry out any order without question. "Listen carefully," Camilla said in a low but sharp voice. "Catherine has accepted the late Queen's jewelry set without going through any official royal procedures. That is an act of overstepping. You must immediately contact my trusted advisors. Spread the rumor that Catherine stole that gift. Emphasize that accepting royal heirlooms without the king's consent is completely illegal." The bodyguard looked slightly surprised, but quickly nodded. "Yes, Your Majesty, I understand. I will start through underground channels first, then let it spread to the media." Camilla nodded, her eyes blazing. "Make everyone see Catherine's true face. She is not the saint they keep praising. She is ambitious and is trying to remove me from this position. Alexandra is colluding with her too. This is not a gift, it is a conspiracy." After the bodyguard left, Camilla slumped into her chair, breathing heavily. She felt both furious and afraid. Part of her knew she was playing a dangerous game, but her anxiety about her own position had overwhelmed all reason. She did not want to be queen consort, in name only pushed into the background behind Catherine in every important event. The next morning, Camilla's trusted advisors began to act. They whispered in closed meetings, sent encrypted messages, and approached several familiar journalists. The rumors spread like wildfire. This is a serious act of overstepping. The royal family is being divided by the ambition of the Duchess of Wales. Many advisors who had already been wary of Catherine's growing influence immediately sided with Camilla. Some even proactively suggested that Camilla should take stronger action before it was too late. Camilla followed every development through secret reports. A satisfied smile briefly appeared on her lips, but her eyes remained full of anxiety. She knew this war had only just begun. If she did not act decisively, she would lose everything. In the days after receiving the gift, Princess Catherine began to sense a strange change in the palace atmosphere. At first, it was just avoiding glances and conversations that suddenly stopped when she appeared. But soon, everything became clearer. During an internal meeting at Kensington Palace, some previously neutral advisors suddenly raised suspicious questions about the jewelry. "Your Grace is accepting royal heirlooms without an official decision from Buckingham." Valid one advisor asked, his tone somewhat stiff. Catherine sat silently, but alarm bells rang inside her. The media also began to change its attitude. Catherine knew this was no coincidence. Someone was deliberately blowing up the matter. She felt a mix of anxiety and indignation. After many years of building a positive image, she never expected to be dragged into such a dark game. That evening, Catherine decided not to stay idle. She called Princess Alexandra privately. "I need to see you urgently," Catherine said over the phone, her voice low. "Something is wrong with the gift you sent me." The two met the next morning at a discreet location, Alexandra's private residence on the outskirts of London. When they met, Catherine could not hide the fatigue on her face. "Princess Alexandra, many people have recently been questioning the legitimacy of the jewelry set. I feel like someone is deliberately trying to smear me," Catherine said directly, her voice full of concern. Alexandra sighed, her aged eyes showing clear disappointment. She took Catherine's hand, her voice warm but resolute. "I suspected this would happen. Camilla won't accept it easily. I think she is behind these rumors. They want to turn a gesture of goodwill into a weapon to attack you." The two reviewed the entire situation. Catherine detailed the questions from the advisors and the unfavorable articles. Alexandra nodded, her face growing increasingly serious. She realized this was no longer personal jealousy, but an organized campaign aimed at undermining Catherine's position. "It's time to take action," Alexandra said. "I will publicly release the late Queen Elizabeth II's old letter. In it, my sister clearly wrote her wish this jewelry set must be given to the woman who represents the future of the royal family, the one who brings freshness and stability, not according to rigid order of succession, but according to true worth." Catherine was surprised, but also somewhat relieved. "Are you sure releasing the letter will make the conflict even bigger?" Alexandra smiled sadly. "I am old, but I do not want your generation to suffer because of other people's calculations. This is Elizabeth's legacy. It needs to be known by everyone." Meanwhile, Catherine's security team and private advisors were not idle. They conducted a secret investigation into the source of the rumors. Within just 2 days, all leads pointed to one person, Queen Camilla's most trusted bodyguard. This person had secretly contacted several journalists and advisors, spreading false information that Catherine had stolen the jewelry. Evidence included recorded messages and calls. Catherine's team acted quickly. The bodyguard was summoned to Kensington Palace for an internal discussion. Confronted with clear evidence, he panicked. After a moment of hesitation, he bowed his head and confessed. I was only following Queen Camilla's orders. She told me to spread the rumor to protect her position. I didn't expect things to become this serious." Catherine listened to the confession, her heart filled with shock and sadness. She never imagined Camilla could go this far. The arrest of a queen consort's trusted bodyguard for leaking internal information and slander would cause a major scandal if revealed. Alexandra held Catherine's hand tightly, her voice firm. "Now we have proof. They played dirty first. We are only defending ourselves." Catherine nodded, but her heart was filled with anxiety. She knew that when this secret was exposed, Camilla would not let it go easily. The war had officially entered a new, more brutal phase. The gift that once brought joy had now become the center of a dangerous conspiracy. Catherine looked out the window silently, asking herself, is the royal family still a real family, or has it become merely an arena for ambition and jealousy? When the first rumors about the jewelry began to be exposed, public opinion gradually shifted. Many reputable newspapers published information that Catherine had received the gift completely legally according to Princess Alexandra's personal wishes. Images of Catherine appearing in the media with positive praise returned while Camilla clearly felt her influence declining. Queen Camilla sat in her private room at Buckingham Palace, holding her iPad and scrolling through the news. Every article praising Catherine felt like a deep cut into her self-esteem. Her face flushed red, her eyes blazing with anger. She slammed her hand down on the table, causing the glass of water beside her to shatter. "This can't be! Why are they turning to support her so quickly?" Camilla roared, her voice shrill with fury. The mixture of rage and despair made her lose control. She had sacrificed her reputation and endured criticism for many years to stand beside Charles. Yet now, both the public and the royal family seemed to be pushing her aside. Catherine's gift was not just a symbol, it was becoming living proof of the decline of her own position. Camilla stood up and paced the room like a cornered animal. She stopped in front of the mirror, looking at herself with cold eyes. She could not sit and wait for failure. She had to fight back, and it had to be strong and decisive. She immediately called her most trusted advisor, her voice low but sharp. "I need something more powerful than rumors. You must create irrefutable evidence. A recording. In it, Catherine and Alexandra must admit that they have been colluding for a long time to remove me from the position of queen consort." The advisor hesitated slightly. "Your Majesty, creating a fake recording is very dangerous." Camilla cut him off, her voice icy. "You don't need to worry about the danger. I only need results. Use voice synthesis technology and make it sound as real as possible. Emphasize that the two of them had planned this from the beginning, that Alexandra sending the gift was only the first step for Catherine to replace me. Do it." That night, in a discreet room, the team of technicians appointed by Camilla worked urgently. They used old public speech recordings of Catherine and Alexandra, skillfully splicing them with modern AI technology. The fake recording was completed in just a few hours. In the recording, Catherine's voice rang out clearly. "Princess Alexandra, we must act quickly. Camilla is no longer suitable. This jewelry set will help me assert my position." Alexandra's voice replied, "That's right. This is the way to remove her from the center of power." The recording was finally edited with added breathing sounds and background noise to increase authenticity. Camilla listened to it once, a satisfied smile appearing on her lips. She knew this was the strongest weapon she had at the moment. The next morning, the recording was leaked onto social media through anonymous accounts and quickly spread to several tabloid newspapers. Within hours, it caused a public uproar. The public was in turmoil. Many who had been leaning toward Catherine now began to feel uncertain. Camilla monitored the developments from her study filled with glee. She poured herself a strong drink and took a large sip. "Now you know what I'm capable of," she muttered. "Catherine, did you think you could replace me so easily? I won't let you win that easily." She believed this counterattack would reverse the situation. Public opinion would doubt Catherine long enough for her to consolidate her position. Camilla even imagined the scene of Catherine having to publicly apologize and return the jewelry set. However, Camilla had no idea that Catherine already held solid evidence. The detailed confession from her trusted bodyguard, along with documented orders and messages, had been fully collected by Catherine's security team. She was confidently counterattacking, without knowing that her opponent had prepared a deadly slow-burning bomb. The next morning, the storm Camilla had created was still raging across social media. Catherine stood by the window, gripping her glass of water so tightly that her knuckles turned white. She had never felt so exhausted and furious. Beside her was William, his face also filled with worry. "I never expected her to go this far," Catherine said softly, her voice trembling with emotion. "That recording, It doesn't just smear me, it also damages Princess Alexandra's honor. But everything began to change within just a few hours. The team of independent audio experts hired by Kensington Palace released their analysis results. The report made public was clear and irrefutable. The recording was a complete fabrication. AI technology had been used to splice the voices with clear editing traces visible in the waveform analysis. This was not evidence, but a deliberate slander. At the same time, Catherine's security team released all the evidence they had collected. The detailed confession from Queen Camilla's trusted bodyguard was made public. He admitted receiving direct orders from Queen Camilla to spread the jewelry theft rumor, and later participating in creating the fake recording. Internal messages and records of Camilla's directives were revealed. Everything pointed to a pre-planned, systematic, and extreme smear campaign. The evidence was posted on Kensington Palace's official website and quickly picked up by major media outlets. The public reacted strongly. From confusion, opinion quickly turned to outrage directed at Camilla. In her study at Buckingham Palace, Camilla sat frozen in front of the screen. She could not believe what was happening. All the advisors who had once supported her now fell silent or publicly withdrew. "No, this can't be," Camilla muttered, her voice breaking. Real fear flooded her heart. She had bet everything on this final counterattack, but now it had become the evidence that ended her position. An emergency royal family meeting was convened. Senior advisors who had previously hesitated now spoke unanimously. Camilla's extreme actions had caused her to lose the last of her internal support. Under pressure from public opinion and the need to stabilize the monarchy's image, the decision was made. Camilla would be removed from the position of queen earlier than planned. She was forced to hand over nearly all her responsibilities and representative roles to Princess Catherine. When the official announcement was made, Camilla sat alone in her room, tears streaming down her face. She felt the bitter loneliness and failure. All those years of perseverance, all those sacrifices had ended in scandal and rejection. In contrast, Catherine was completely vindicated. The public loved her even more for her calm and professional handling throughout the crisis. Princess Alexandra also publicly expressed strong support, reaffirming the value of the gift. The jewelry set remained with Catherine. Those magnificent pieces were now not only historical relics, but also symbols of generational transition and the victory of truth. However, the incident also left deep cracks within the royal family. The public had for the first time clearly seen the true face behind the glittering facade, the calculations, jealousy, and silent power struggles. Many felt disappointed, but there were also many who hoped that after this storm, the royal family would truly change. If you were Camilla, would you feel insulted when a historically significant jewelry set was given to Catherine instead of you? Share your thoughts with us in the comments section. Remember to like, share, and subscribe for more. Also click the next video showing on your screen. You will enjoy.